Greetings and salutations, Internet netizens. This is Wolfphototech, and here we are with some more fun today. This time I'm going to open up this box of Dungeon Crawl by TSR Hobbies and talk about it a little bit. This game has a mild rating on the TSR meter. Mild rating is appropriate for children and young adults up to or down to the age of 10. The artwork is actually quite well done. Knock off any crud on the surface. It's done by Matt Forsyth. This is the original run production of this by TSR Hobbies. There's actually a newer version of this game that has Larry Elmore art on the cover. TSR Hobbies is in the process of updating and improving their product lines as they sell and bring money back into the company. So the TSR meter is typically in the back corner by the UPC code, or you can find it on the top corner or top corner or top edge corner or bottom edge corner of the box. The box is well constructed. It fits well enough that it squeakies when you open it. I forgot to get mine signed by Ernie. This is what all comes in the box as is. There's enough room in here to throw in some extra stuff. The future updates to this game will include more more pieces and extra stuff they toss in as new editions of this game come out. This is the OG edition, or I don't know if they would want to call it a Zero edition or First edition. I made the joke that they should have put a First edition sticker on the box. It comes with a large D6, which is nice, a bunch of play pieces, and a D4 and a D20. Dump all this out. You got old school wooden figure. Old school wooden figure. A red one. A green one. A blue. A black. A white. And a yellow. And in those same colors, you have these guys. More like sorry pieces. And I haven't gone through the whole thing. I need to double check everything. So you got the little pins and little people. You got green ones. They're all well painted. They did a really good job of is that wood or is that plastic? It looks like it's wood. And for every color of little person there's the same in color or in those pieces. So there's 1-to-1. And if I vaguely got it worked out from quickly scanning over for the game, one is your character and the other is the marker in which your character progression is tracked with on the board. Because there's a level up and a dungeon level gauge on it. You got a D6, a Giganto D6, nice big one to huck at bullies and gatekeepers. Funny enough, most gatekeepers these days, these are the ones that complain about gatekeeping. It's weird. You got a little classic pyramid D4 with the numbers on the bottom as opposed to the top. And you got yourself a D20. It's actually a pretty good quality D20. And it bounces good, but it rolled bad. It got me a 3. Which I do not know if that's a good thing or a bad thing in this game, and because I don't know if it's a roll higher or lower yet. You got 2 sets of cards. You got your character cards, and you got the situation cards for all those situations you get into. In here, there is a simple manual. There's actually a string that actually lines the edge of the manual that reinforces the sheets together, as opposed to a simple staple or a little bit of glue. String is actually more durable than the glue method or staples. The staples rust, so you get those rust spots. It's where and the glue can dry out and break from repeatedly opening and closing the manual. However, a string-bound one holds tight for a long time. You have to really work it to break it. Got a little fun, little letter from Ernie Gygax in here, telling you a little bit about his own personal history, the history of tabletop board games and role-playing games. He's always good for listening to a fun story. You got your tokens for gold. By the way, I've already cut this open. The sleeves. I love this about the sleeves. All the plastic sleeves are just loose enough. As you can see, I've already opened them up. Same thing with these cards, that they double as a protector sleeve for the items. I have not punched this out because I have yet to play it. It's actually pretty good quality cardboard. As I said, that's the manual. It's only like 4 sheets, 4 pages or something like that. You have character cards. These are all done by different artists. Their name is actually in the bottom corner by my finger for the artist. And you notice a slight differentiation in art style. Some of them are by Elmore, and while others are by other artists. It's hard to read that one. Roofed? It's hard to read that. It's in white text. I never care for... It's like probably the one thing I could knock this so far is that the artist's name is in white text, and white text doesn't pop out as well as black. Litzen or Listen? I'm not going to show everything. That was a really close one. I personally think if they have to replace the wizard that they use on some of their merchandise, they should replace it with her. You know, like switch it up. You know, you got like your monstrous race, you got your female sorcerer, you got your male sorcerer. You might take a female warrior and use a female warrior instead of a female sorcerer. The situation cards. You can actually see clearly on the edge various colors on the edges. I'm literally not going to show all these cards, but there's actually quite a few of these. The Undead King, the Haggling, the Lucky Aura. Some of these are encounter ones. You gain 2 gold. So you beat that sucker, you get NPC Warrior, Dwarf Miner. You have items in here. You have actually a nice collection and mixture. Purple Jelly Thing. Actually, I like that. Purple Jelly Thing. The art style is pretty close. The only thing that fluctuates in the art style is like Elmore has one art style. It has the more washed out, more classic style, where everyone else has the slightly more modern art style. Those are like the 2 slight differences in art style there. Not a major knock. Some name of what it is on top. What the? That kind of makes sense why, considering the story of the origin of this game, and they were having fun one night, and they just brainstormed it, having a party. And it's got a nice little attack number on the top corner. You got bribe. I showed you this before. There's a little coin in the bottom corner called bribe. That's how many gold coins I do believe it takes for you to bribe off that monster or that opponent, so they would leave you alone or something, or help you. Had to read the rules. Some of them are 0. Like, you have literally no chance of bribing being that sucker. 0. And he has a 14 magic. So some of them are labeled in the top corner attack, question mark, and magic. So I presume some of these attack by attack, some of them attack by their magic ability, some of them have weird or side mechanics that won't actually use the standard array of tags on the back of the card, which is nice. They got traps, attack, magic, and revenge. All the artwork is actually quite good. Ooh. Lost Gamble. Angry Orc. Slime Snail. You know, they have enough cards here. Gutless Thief. Got enough cards here that could actually probably build a fantasy RPG off the naming conventions. Ooh, Fire Wasp. That's terrifying to run into an encounter. That's a little bit, I think that's redundant in the name. Where's your map? Got some torches, good luck. Got some good stuff that happens to you, some bad stuff. They're all encounters. You got some items mixed in. Bloodstone. So I take it you would just shuffle this whole thing through, and boom, you just draw a card, and that is the thing you run into. And there's a lot of cards here. Sigil of Doom. Some of the artwork is up there, and really up there in quality. You got some really simple ones like cheese. Gotta have cheese. It's from Wisconsin. In fact, moldy cheese, there should be actually regular. There should be a deck that's all cheese for this game. Just cheese, Wisconsin meals like drinks of alcohol. Got some lager. Got schnapps. Yeah, that's TSR guys. If you're working on a fantasy RPG, make sure that there is Wisconsin representation in the TTRPG, i.e., like lots of cheese options, lots of bratwurst, beer. You just mix it in, make it more Midwest. Gygaxian ring. I'm not going to show all these cards because some of these cards are really... Ooh. And it's actually pretty flavorful. Ooh, that's a dangerous encounter in itself. Now on to the board. Yet again, it's a loose piece of plastic that you can easily slide back onto or off your board for protection. However, in the case of this board, the guys at TSR did a really good job picking out a good company to manufacture the board. The backing, I just opened it that way. Oops. Hold on. I don't want it to open. Oops. I don't want to... See, it's actually a split board, the standard split. But the backing is actually sufficiently strong enough that it holds. This is actually a fairly high quality backing that holds it all together. The board is actually fairly thick, so it has good durability overall. You have a solid gloss surface that's upside down. That shows up. You have a start point here. You take off down the course and you go around the board. Right over here is the levels of the board. So you would take one of these, you set it there on the board. And as your character progresses around the board, dealing with traps and all kinds of weird shenanigans that the guys at TSR came up with, because they're really good at coming up with shenanigans. Then you make it all the way around, and when you complete that, you move up a level. And depending on how many levels you want to set this game to, the game can keep going around and around, and there's adjustments for going up in levels. So if this structure to the board allows for, if you really wanted to homebrew or modify it so you can actually go higher than the 12th level, you can. Or if you wanted to, as the book that the rules in the booklet, the quick little section in the front of the manual, because I did look at it briefly, and on the back of the box it explains that if you wanted to simply cap how long the game plays, you simply limit how many levels you take to complete the game. The artwork is actually quite good. It has a lot of personality to it, but it still also retains that that fundamental dungeon feel. There's just enough little shifts here and there. Be cool if there was like a B version to this board. Like if TSR came out with Oh, if you enjoyed the first one, here's an expansion board that you can throw in your box, and it's your B variant to the board game. So now you have two boards that you can like. This is board A, and that's board B, and we could go up one, go from one level, and jump over to the other board or for the second level. A little placard to set over for the levels to change it. It's alternating boards, so you can play across two different boards. That way, it builds on top of the feeling that you're actually going through many levels of a dungeon. As I said, it's pretty solid construction. I'm not going to beat the snot out of it. The cardboard for the box is nice quality. You got nice little lines across the edge of the box. Leave while you can, foolish adventurer. Fall on your sword now. Save yourself the agony of playing. This is... I just like doing that. And as I said before, the plastic is loose enough that you can easily slip it onto and off of the board or accessories. That way you can easily protect your gaming accessories. This is... The components are such that if they did come up with an expansion variant, it's very easy to expand this game and still maintain the core structure they were going after. Or maybe like change the back of the deck of the cards to red or white, and change the back of these cards to white and the felt backing to white. So you have that white cards and the white felt backing board is variant expansion B. And the black is the original variant and the original series, and then you can have like blue, and you can have all kinds of fun stuff. I just like brainstorming stuff. I do have to kind of remember to take my copy back to TSR and see if I can get Ernie to sign it. I bought it, I took it outside, I didn't have to keep holding it and moving it around between everyone that was coming by, picking through stuff. The little baggie is big enough to easily fit all your pieces in the baggie. There's a lot of these bags that come in a lot of board games that are just stapled together, and then when you open it up, you have to like take a rubber band or a piece of tape and tape them shut. I like the fact that it is actually a Ziploc type bag. And I do really enjoy the classic style figurines. If I had a woodworking shop currently and stuff, I would make more of these. That's one of the funny things. I work in the metals industry, but I actually have more training in woodworking than metals. I also have more training in drafting than metals. Those from before getting into the metal industry. It's just weird. At some point, I had to get the crew together and play some dungeon crawl. I had to make sure to read through the rules. The rules, as I said, there's enough depth to them. There's enough depth to them that it's easy to pick up, like setting up the game. You got detailed gameplay instructions. And you got basic play, bribing in the encounters, dice, situation cards, boon cards. That might be mixed in with the situation cards and I didn't even notice them. Initiative spaces. Space label stop. Shuffling the situation deck. Moving levels. Having no gold. Losing a level. One player attacking another. You can. This is a game that's actually set up that you can play friendly co-op, like no crossfire, or you can play a cruel and brutal and take your buddies' gold from them. I like that option now. Having no gold, I already read that. Traps, dying during the game, being forced to move backwards past start. How to win. A nice little description section of items, encounters, the penalty table, saving throws of the character. I really think they should update her, change around her art style, or use something like that. Make it more obvious that she is a sorceress by having her hold her staff up, and then use her possibly as the replacement for the wizard, if they have to. And then ult out with the wizard. Everything looks to be very cleanly explained. It's a simple game that's to the point. It has enough player interaction play that you can actually have quite a bit of a fun time. And if you want, you can always just say, we're not fighting in this game. This is all cooperative. We get to play. Whoever gets to the top helps everyone move up. And as I said, the box is big enough that they could easily come out with an expansion game to this, with another board, another set of deck, another set of characters, maybe a few more pieces, and you just slip it into the same box. And you probably do that once more with another board, because do it one more time with a board, or maybe two more boards. No, one more board, maybe another deck. So you have like a black back, like I suggested originally. You got the black back versions, and then you got the white back version. And as I said, this is the original one, the original cover style, not the Elmore. So there's also something else. I noticed something. And then there's a special thanks inks in the front. Oh yeah, it's a nice little list of all the people and organizations that backed them. And it comes together all quite nice. Well, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see a live play, a video of play of this game, please leave a like on this video and tell me so in the comments. And I might actually put forth a time to actually be setting up a live play, a gameplay of this. it lists out all the. By the way, it lists out all the stuff that's in there, and it even in the top corner it denotes its flexible time. So, going into my fun little collection. Yeah. At some point, I'm gonna pull out my boxes, my starter set, all my sets, and go through those and show you what you get in those. I got the starter set up here on top of these because I'm actually was in the middle of writing up, doing player DM notes. Oh, it's for an adventure for 5th edition. First time through on that one. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a delightful day, a nice night, a wonderful week, and a magnificent month, and see you next time.